Stadium. 75,000 on hand for the 100th consecutive shutout. And they do expect snow sometime during the second half, anywhere from 4 to 8 inches. And John, I know you're prepared with your earmuffs.
Oh, yeah.
Right. All right. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with John Brody for the Denver Broncos. A must-win situation in terms of their playoff hopes. Cleveland, as I just mentioned, needing a win to move into a tie for first, and they have won their last 3. They've done it with cutting down on mistakes. Brian Sipe has not been intercepted the last 3 ball games.
And obviously that's a cliche. Everyone tries to cut down on mistakes, Marv. But I think it took Brian Sipe his whole career to actually condition himself to not throwing the ball away. He's had to carry the load himself throughout his career. Now he doesn't have to. It's a wonderful luxury for a quarterback to have.
From the Denver Bronco point of view, it has been the continuing saga of rookie quarterback John Elway.
Well, John Elway is in a situation where he can put them in the playoffs, but his supporting cast is not the quality of Brian Sipes, and for Denver to do a good job today, Elway has to have a big one.
So it's the Broncos and the Browns coming up. Today's game is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Anheuser-Busch St. Louis, brewers of Michelob. Some things speak for themselves. And by Southern Pacific, 41,000 people working in 18 industries all across America. And the Browns have won the toss. They have elected to receive. Denver getting set to kick off. Rich Carlos, in his second year out of the University of Cincinnati, gets it underway. And it is a short kick. Dwight Walker on the return up to the 20-yard line, a 12-yard return. Backup linebacker Ken Woodard, who started last week replacing the injured Tom Jackson, providing the coverage. And here's Brian Sipe out with Boyce Green and Mike Pruitt, the number 2 man in rushing in the AFC behind Seattle's Kurt Warner. Ozzie Newsome having a sensational season with 70 receptions and one of the finest offensive lines of the National Football League. With Tom DeLeon replacing the injured Mike Babb. First down at the 20. Logan in motion. And this is Pruitt. So the Denver defense comes out swarming all over Mike Pruitt, who comes off a 100-yard game of the victory over the Baltimore Colts last Sunday. And a check of the Denver defensive unit, Chavis, Carter, and Jones up front. Tom Jackson is back. Sat out last week because of the ankle injury, missed the game against San Diego. And that injury-riddled secondary, Steve Trimble starting at strong safety, Roger Jackson for Steve Foley at free safety. Dennis Smith, though, is available. Might see action later on. Second down and 8 off the 2-yard pickup by Pruitt. And Sipe to throw. Willis Adams. Nice move by Adams. Willis Adams, who had his best day as a Brown last week with 3 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown, reeling off 32 yards and was caught by Roger Jackson.
And not before he had to run about 40 yards to catch him. This is an isolated situation with a man-to-man defense. You've got Steve Wilson, number 45, coming over. He's taken the place of Mike Harden and a few other fellas. Steve Foley. They've got a great group of secondary players, but right now they're playing with second-line players, and there was an instance where it hurt them. Tom Jackson, number 57, is always a thorn in the quarterback's side, and I'm sure he'll try to get to Sipe early.
And Dennis Smith has come on out, strong safety, first down at the Denver 46. Here's Pruitt. Pruitt using the acceleration to pick up 6 on the play. Radishaw and Jackson combining on the stop. Mike Pruitt on his way to making it 4 out of 5 over 100, over 1,000 yards. 4 out of the last 5 seasons.
Well, Mike Pruitt has become just an outstanding all-purpose back. Howard Mudd is the new offensive line coach, and the offensive linemen seem to have picked up because of it. Their statement is that we like the way we're doing things. We think we give Mike Pruitt a little more room to run, and the stats show it.
Some 49er infiltration with Howard Mudd. Handling matters for the Cleveland Browns. Here's Pruitt again. And short of the first down, picked up a couple. He was stacked up. Barney Chavis The left defensive end, Reuben Carter, the nose tackle, combining.
It looked like no gain. They actually got 2 yards on the play. It'll be about 3rd and 1.5, Marv. But in 2 running plays, I actually expect Brian Sipe to come out early and start throwing. And the reason I say that is because we expect snow. Now, you can't predict that from here. It looks there's not a cloud in the sky, but there's supposed to be 4 to 8 inches before we're through. So the team that gets a lead early could have a very big advantage.
That is the theory of this man, Sam Rutigliano. They go single deep back, and it's Pruitt for the first down. And again, you saw the acceleration, the slashing style of Mike Pruitt. Carter on the stop. That's a score the Browns certainly enjoy. Cincinnati knocking off Pittsburgh in a revenge game. Buffalo leading Kansas City in the 4th. Buffalo looking to turn it around. Washington over Atlanta, 37-21, final score. And New England.
Snowstorm.
Yes. Did Ron Meyer have his equipment ready?
He didn't need it this week. They scored real early in the ball game, a perfect illustration of what we were just discussing, and then there was no more score. It looked like Houston was going to come up with an upset. They couldn't hold on long enough. The Rams are in a field goal battle.
Here's Pruitt again. It has been all Mike Pruitt in these opening minutes. 3.5 gone by. We're first quarter, no score. Chavis and Busick combining on the stop. And in the 4th quarter, also in rain and snow, the Cardinals over the Giants. 2 Ali Haji Sheik field goals. That's been it for the Giants. Pruitt has carried 5 times for 15 yards. Mike Pruitt making it back from an injury-plagued season, a series of nagging injuries. Returning to 1,000-yard form, 2nd down and 8. Play action. Sipe scrambling. Nowhere to go. The sack by the Broncos. Jackson and Gradishar combining.
Well, you know, it's a key situation because it illustrates so much. We've got it from up top where you get to see a blitz situation where these fellas are all just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, they're coming after Sipe. As he rolls out, these 2 fellas are man-to-man all over the field. All right, nobody comes open. It doesn't matter how many people you run out. If nobody comes open, you've got no play.
And it sets it back to a 3rd down and 15 at the Denver 40. No score. We're early minutes. And a mix-up. Penalty marker thrown. Flags all over the field. And a mix-up on the snap. The referee today is Pat Haggerty. And this one against the Browns. Illegal procedure as you look at the entire crew. So the procedure call, the first penalty of the day, and Haggerty spots it back at the 45.
Illegal procedure. False start. Offense.
This, the 8th play of this opening drive by Cleveland. And it's now 3rd down and 20. Sipe going the middle. He is short of the first down.
Yeah, but what he does accomplish, he accomplishes a field goal attempt, and that's no small task. When you've got 3rd down and 20-some-odd yards to go, your hands are really tied. As you can see, this is the nickel defense. He's trying to get somebody open right in here, in one of these 2 holes. As they come down the field, the linebackers get as deep as they can into their drop. You see he's got 4 wide receivers coming down the field, trying to find a hole anywhere. He picks out the one man that is open. They pick up about 16, but now they're going for the field goal.
And it's a 47-yard attempt. And it's good. Matt Barr able to connect. That's set up by the 15-yard pass play to Bobby Jones. So Matt Barr, who has been excellent this year, making it 18 out of 21, has given Cleveland a 3-0 lead, hitting from 47 yards away. And that drive consumed a shade over 5 minutes. There's Matt in his 5th season out of Penn State. Very steady, short-range kicker. So the Browns now will kick off to the Denver Broncos. Head coach Dan Reeves. His club has won 7, lost 6, coming off a 31-7 loss in San Diego last Sunday. Denver has beaten Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Houston, Cincinnati, San Diego, Kansas City, and Seattle. They have been beaten by Philly, Chicago, Seattle, twice by the LA Raiders, and last week the convincing win by Dan Fouts and the Chargers.
Well, Dan's done a good job just to hold this group together. His team is known for its character. They've got a lot of tradition up here, and when they play at Mile High Stadium, they do not lose very often.
And this is Steve Cox, the kickoff specialist for the Cleveland Browns, kicking away to Zach Thomas and Steve Wilson. This is Wilson. 10-yard line. Good return as he cut to the right side, was run out by backup receiver Rocky Belt, and the Broncos to the offense for the first time. Here is John Elway, who last week, again, unimpressive, 14 for 28, 147 yards, did not throw well. Sammy Winder, Nathan Poole, running backs. Clint Sampson replacing the injured Rick Upchurch. Steve Watson is the major threat. And the offensive line studded. And Lanier at the tackles, Glassick and Howard at the guards, to the center. The veteran out of Duke, Bill Bryant. First down at the 25-yard line. Broncos lead it 3-0. That's Egloff peeling off. And they go to the ground. Ethan Poole. Short pickup. Clay Matthews. Scott Nicholas combining on the stop. Cleveland and Denver both with outstanding linebacking core. The front three with Golick, Franks, and Camp. And here are the linebackers. Banks, Nicholas, Cousineau, and Matthews.
Well, now, I mean, you take a look at your blue chippers. They've got 3 of the best in the game.
It is a second down and 7 at the 28-yard line. And this is Winder. Able to spin out to the 32-yard line. So Sammy Winder is averaging about 4 yards per carry. Stopped by the combination of Golick and Cousineau. And it sets up a 3rd down and 3 out at the 32.
One of the most difficult play calling downs in football. It's very tough to pick up 3 yards when a team's trying to hold you short of a first down, and yet to throw the ball, you say, hey, what pass can we use? There are several options, but you can bet these linebackers are going to come after Elway now.
All right, Watson is left, and Sampson, top of your picture, out to the right side. Here's Elway, 3rd down and 3. Look out. And he's able, incomplete. Nathan Poole not able to hold on. And we would like to welcome those of you who are watching Buffalo and Kansas City. Buffalo Bills turning it for the victory over Kansas City earlier. I'm Marv Albert along with John Brody. A 47-yard field goal by Matt Farr off a long drive by Cleveland that consumed 5 minutes and 3 seconds. 9 plays, 40 yards. And the Browns leading the Broncos by the score of 3-0. And here is Luke Prestridge back at his 16-yard line. Luke has been lukewarm the last couple of games.
Well, Luke was so good for so long. You expect a punter to have a rare bad day when he's as good as Luke. He's had a couple in the last 3, but it's very atypical, and that's a good one.
All right, the sure-handed Dino Hall, 25. Out to the 27-yard line. Sam Ratigliano says that Hall has won 5 in a row from Cleveland, including an overtime victory here at Mile High back in 1981, the last regular season meeting. 52-yard punt by Prestridge, so that is getting back on the beam. The 11-yard return by Hall, first down at the 27. 7 minutes gone by, first quarter, and the Browns lead it 3-0. Sight throwing, first down. Ozzie Newsome with reception number 71 on the season. Last week, all he did was catch 8 for 108 yards against Baltimore.
Well, it was a beautifully thrown ball. It was a beautifully designed pattern, and you get such a good angle from up here. When you're taking a look and you see an Ozzie Newsome come out late, that's exactly what happened. It's a play-action pass. Okay, now they've got 2 players man-to-man. Ozzie comes out a little bit late. When he does so, Brian throws it just the right time. In so doing, they get a big gain.
21-yard gain. Ozzie has caught a pass down 64 consecutive games. That's a club record for the Cleveland Browns. Pruitt saw the hole on the left side, and then the Broncos closed it up. Dennis Smith, the strong safety, coming off the knee injury suffered 3 weeks back, making the stop on Pruitt, who picked up 3. 2nd down and 7 for Cleveland at midfield.
The Broncos do not let teams run consistently against them, and up here it's even more difficult. They're a slanting type defense. All 7 of those fellas very active, and it's tough to run on them for a steady back.
Sight. And he is 4 for 4 on the day, completing to Boyce Green, but this one for a loss. Latimer and Gradishar combining on Boyce Green, who is an 11th round find, an 11th round draft pick out of Carson Newman. In fact, John, everybody in the Cleveland front office is attempting to take credit for his selection. Each guy says, hey, I scouted it. That was my pick.
He and Reggie Kemp, the 2 of the... Now, Reggie Kemp is a 3rd round draft choice from California who's come on and started playing some fine defensive line for them. Sam said it's about time we got lucky with one of our 3rd round draft choices.
3rd down and 7.
They're coming after it.
Adams not able to hold on. And he was popped by the cornerback, Steve Wilson. There's Wilson in his 5th season out of Howard. And so the Broncos hold the Browns, and Jeff Gossett will come on along with the Cleveland punting unit. Here is Gossett in his 3rd season out of Eastern Illinois. Picked up by the waiver route from Kansas City, spent 2 years with the Chiefs. And that's the rookie from South Carolina State, Zach Thomas, back at his 10. Just under 6 minutes left in this first quarter. Sellout crowd, Mile High in Denver. And the Browns lead at 3-0. Good hang time. And Thomas lets it fly to the end zone. So a 48-yard punt. A high drive by Gossett. But the Broncos will take over at their 20-yard line when we resume. Wild card playoff spots in the AFC coming in at 7 and 6. Trailing the Browns 3-0, 5:49 remaining first quarter. Denver 1st down at their 20-yard line. 2nd back coming through. Winder with the hole. Picks up 9 on the play. Elvis Franks, number 94, the right defensive end, on the stop of Sammy Winder. They spot it at the 28, make it about a 2nd and 2 as you see the final scores flashing by.
Buffalo keeps hanging in there, and Atlanta too little too late.
Buffalo now 8 and 6. And Green Bay over Chicago. An old rivalry that has been revived today. Again to the ground. Winder for the 1st down and some more. Out to the 35-yard line. Sammy Winder's had some big days this season, but also been slowed by assorted injuries.
Well, you know, he has been hurt by assorted injuries, but I think that right here the Browns expected John Elway to throw the ball. It was a blitz defense. He broke through the line of scrimmage. Once you've done that, you have a good chance of breaking it. And except for Whitwell, there was no one in the secondary.
At the free safety, Mike Whitwell, who's back there with Hanford Dixon, Clinton Burrell, Lawrence Johnson. 1st down at the 35-yard line. That's the tight end, 85, Egloff, lining up to the right. And too much time, delay of game. Now this, a frequent penalty that Elway suffered in the early portion of the season. And John is not pleased.
Well, I don't know. From up here, you cannot tell whether it's sending in the play late, whether there was a confusion in the huddle with the play, or whether John just got confused a little at the line of scrimmage. We take a look at the man who got these fellas into playoff contention in the blue jacket, Steve DeBerg. His situation in Denver is a bit clouded at the moment, but wherever he goes, he seems to help who he's with.
Well, he is out with a separated shoulder, and all kinds of rumors concerning possible signing with the USFL. Elway on the screen for Poole. Hard hit on Poole by Eddie Johnson, the inside linebacker. Right now, let's go to New York. An update from NFL 83.
Thank you, Marv. In Kansas City, the Chiefs' last stand against Buffalo. Bill Kenny throwing, but Chris Williams intercepting for the Bills. Bills win at 14-9. So you have to figure Buffalo and Cleveland with the inside tracks now for wild card spots. Marv?
All right, led off that successful pass to Nathan Poole. It's a 2nd down and 5 for Denver at their 40-yard line. 3:45 left. First quarter. Here's Winder. Stutter step move by Winder. Clay Matthews, 57, the outside linebacker right there.
Listen, it doesn't matter what's going on. There's no secrets to this game down in the trenches. When they move people around, the offensive backs can get past the line of scrimmage. And if you take a look at this particular play, Chip Banks, number 56, going in to make a fine play, but he doesn't get there because number 54 just makes a play on him, knocks him right across the line of scrimmage. Keith Bishop playing good football since he's been inserted.
It's a 3rd down and 1. Denver at their 44-yard line, trailing 3-0. Egloff peeling off again. And it's Winder. First down. A hurdle move, but he lost his helmet, and he is walloped.
I think the ball would be better to lose than your helmet.
Sammy looking to shake it off. His helmet going flying as he hurdled the Brown defense.
You take a look at Sam's statistics throughout this year of play. When he starts fast, he generally continues on, has a good ball game. He started fast today. His offensive line is creating a few holes for him. They're moving people off the line as we've got a man injured.
Hard hit combination of strong safety Clinton Burrell and the free safety Clarence Scott. Howe on Sammy Winder. Timeout is called. 2 minutes 43 seconds left. First quarter on the long-range field goal by Matt Barr. It's Cleveland 3 and Denver nothing. Cleveland safety man Clinton Burrell shaken up on that last play as he tried to tackle Winder. And he's on the sideline now. Gerald Wilhite, Jesse Miles in the backfield. And here's Elway off the rollout. The tight end Egloff for the first down. A 13-yard pickup and a very impressive move by the rookie quarterback.
Well, they've given him good plays to work with. I think he executes the sort of thing where he gets to fake the ball to other players, rolling out backwards. He's such a good athlete that you'd like to have him with using as much movement as you can. This time when he comes through, Egloff is open. Also, he's got John Sawyer down the field, number 83 he could have thrown to. It's nice when you have 2 fellas at one time that you can pick from.
And a first down at the 40. Now Wilhite and Poole in the backfield. Gerald Wilhite. He tried to follow the left guard Tom Glassick. Reggie Camp, the left defensive end, was right there. John, how do you react to some of the San Diego players claiming last week that Elway taps the ball into his other hand just before he starts to throw, so he is giving away throwing situations?
Well, I tell you, when you're back there preparing to throw, they all know that's what your intention is. So it does. If when he taps the ball, it means he's going in a certain place, then it could be a tip that could give a linebacker a small edge. And if he picked it up, and if the San Diego player said it, I'm sure he looked at the film and he'll stop it.
Here's Sammy Winder. A short pickup to the 36, Tom Cousineau, right there. Also, how often have you seen where you know what play is about to come and it doesn't matter? They can announce it sometimes, and it does not matter if it's well executed.
I think there are little tips that ball players give away and you pick up in film, and I think it happens on every team. And the real good tips are the ones where the quarterback never finds out. So if San Diego, if they were benefiting from him tapping the ball, they'd have never let him know. Nobody would ever have known that they were getting an edge. And so I'd take that with a grain of salt.
Well, it was foolish if it was helping the Chargers to let it out.
Well, it wasn't, because they wouldn't have.
All right, off the 3rd and 6, Elway incomplete. Ball deflected.
That's the reason the kid has trouble, is he gets people standing right in his face. His receiver doesn't turn around at the given moment, and he looks bad by having to throw the ball in the dirt. Now here's Sampson, who's a new receiver, but he has to be turned around. Elway's got a blitz in his face. He's got fellas that really are interested in getting to him, and when they do so, if your receiver has not turned around in time, that's what you look like.
Interested in getting to him, huh?
Yes, sir.
Quarterback parlance.
That's right.
All right, here's Prestridge, who boomed one in his first attempt, and that's Dino Hall back inside the 10-yard line with 26 seconds left in this first quarter. High snap, and Prestridge angling. Ooh. He just did get it in. 36-yard punt.
That's a bad bounce right there. That ball looked like it was going out just to the left of the flag. I think it actually hit the post and kicked to the right.
Almost placed it within the 1. Instead, Cleveland first down at their 20-yard line with 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Browns have won 3 in a row. 2 of those 3 were shutouts. 4 of the last 5 in the victory column for Cleveland. Last Sunday, beating Baltimore 41-23 as Brian Sipe had a terrific day. 313 yards, 3 touchdowns.
And Brian Sipe is playing the same way today that he played last week. He's seeing if his pals can help him first. He's given the ball to Green. He gives it to Mike Pruitt. He's thrown 1 play-action pass to Ozzie Newsome, but he hasn't been the dominant force that you're accustomed to seeing Brian Sipe try to be. They seem to be more effective that way, so I don't look for him to start throwing it all over the park.
First down at the 20. 18 seconds left, first quarter. That is Dave Logan in motion. And this is Mike Pruitt. Picked up a couple on the play. So Pruitt, who has been a very busy guy in this first quarter, carrying again with Busick and Chavis and Ryan combining on the stop. And this first quarter coming to a conclusion at the end of 1 here at Mile High in Denver. The Cleveland Browns 3 and the Denver Broncos nothing. Over John.